How's it going, people? My name is Big Mini, and today we're doing a Q&A. And the gameplay you're watching just here is being played on Operation Locker, of course. We're using the Ace 23. It's a fun game, this one. So, enjoy the hecticness that is Operation Locker with this random EOD bot that just comes out of nowhere. And I just about shat myself the way that it was storming towards me. Well, let's get into today's first question here from Keith Allen, and he asked me, if you had to live on a deserted island for 5 years, what 3 things would you bring? First things first, I'd bring a football with me, not your American football shit, an actual football that you kick with your feet. I mean, if you're on a deserted island, you need a best friend. Draw a little face on him. Just make sure you don't lose him to the sea. That may be quite devastating. About 4 of you will know what I'm talking about when I say that. The other would be a hammock. For obvious reasons. I mean, I ain't sleeping on no cave floor. Hammock would be awesome if you're just, you know, chilling on a deserted island for 5 years. Need somewhere to fucking sleep. And the last thing you would bring? A huge machete. Because that would probably come in handy at some point. I mean, again, I don't want to be running around with, like, a brick. Like, yeah, I'm ready to fight the jungle. Or break open this coconut with my half a brick that I've got. I don't know why it's a brick. It would be a rock, not a brick. But you know what I mean. Or a pointy stick or something. So, I'd bring a football, a hammock, and a machete. You'd be sorted on a deserted island, provided that there's, like, coconuts to open up and shit. And then you'd be... everything. You're sorted. Or maybe you just take a flare gun with you. That would come in handy at some point, would it not? Wait on a passing ship, boom, rescued. Don't need to do the 5 years. Fuck the 5 years. We're doing it in like 2 months. I feel like I've spent way too much time on this question. Alright, so let's move on. Our next question here from Tom Holland asks, if you had a chance to add any feature for Battlefield 4, what would it be and why? Well, that's easy. A battle recorder. It's very self-explanatory. It's been a thing that people have been asking for years. And it's something that they still haven't given us. I mean, I know on the consoles these days you can just hit share and it kind of saves the past like 5 or 10 or 15 minutes or whatever, depending on what console you're on. But on PC, you don't get anything like that. And if you're not recording 24/7, wasting all that hard drive space, then you miss things. And the file sizes you get for recording, I use DxTory by the way, for people wondering. The file sizes are absolutely fucking huge, and I mean like hundreds of gigabytes per game. I mean, the one you're looking at right now is 248 gig. That's a lot of gigs. For our next question here from Eric Bosenhard. Yes, real bacon or turkey bacon? There's only one right answer. I mean, of course there's only one answer just there. There's a rule that I apply to life in general. If there's a question that involves bacon or something else, then the answer is bacon. Or in this case, real bacon. It's always bacon. Haitian Pony asks, what is your all-time favorite video game? Any console. Alright, well, I think I've actually answered this a long time ago in a Q&A, but a lot of people have subscribed since then, so why not? Metal Gear Solid 4. All round, I would say it was my favorite game. I mean, story-wise of it, I know Metal Gear Solid gets really, really out of hand sometimes without the story just going absolute batshit crazy. Hideo Kojima is fucking... he's lost his marbles at some point. But, I mean, story-wise, that game, I don't think it compares to a game maybe like Metal Gear Solid 2, which is one of my favorite games also, but I used to play a lot of Metal Gear Online. Like, a lot. So, all-round package of that game, Metal Gear Solid 4, with the story that I loved the story in that game, and Metal Gear Online packaged in with it, that game is fucking awesome. So, I used to play the shit out of that. A close second, I would say, would be Call of Duty 4. I know a lot of you guys might scoff at the fact that it's Call of Duty, but I was playing that again last week for the first time in like 3 years. And I enjoyed the shit out of that, man. Call of Duty 4 is fucking awesome. Since then, not so much. But Call of Duty 4 is a fucking great game, hands down. Quick one here from Michael Curry asking me, how tall are you? You sound like you're at least 2 meters. I don't understand what that means, but I sound like I'm tall? Is that what you mean? I mean, yeah, I'm not far off of that. I'm 6'5", which... in meters is, I think, 196 centimeters, 1.96 meters. Fucking interesting shit, I know. Moving on. Yeah, I know, I'm tall. That's why I'm called Big Mini, that's the reason. Scalding Cookies, or Colin, asked me, I'd love to hear about your transition from console to PC. How long did it take to get a good level? How did you improve, etc, etc? Okay. So, about 2 years ago is when I sort of made the transition from console to PC. In fact, maybe about 3 years ago. Shit, it's been a while. And yeah, I was always a console guy. My whole life I've played on consoles. Always PlayStations is what I've always had since I was about, I don't know, like 6 years old or something. from back when the PlayStation 1. And I made the transition to PC a couple years back for, well, mainly YouTube reasons. I mean, I bought a PC to render out video that I was doing for, like, console games. And then I was like, hey, Steam, they sell games quite cheap. And then eventually got into PC gaming, and now I'm pretty much mainly PC gaming, except for when I'm playing FIFA on the PS4, which is quite a lot, actually. But, the transition was, it was difficult at first. Now, I know all you guys that play on the PC and always have played on the PC would probably not understand this, but the transition, it's difficult to do. It is difficult because the whole concept of using a mouse and keyboard to move around and aim and all that seems really foreign and really awkward for someone who's just used to using the thumbs, you know, just sitting there with your little controller, yeah, shooting things. And once you sort of get your head around the concept of using the mouse and keyboard, it's yeah, it's difficult at first, but eventually you do pick it up. Once you start sort of putting some game time in, it's just all about practice, really. It's just about acclimatizing yourself to using it to the point where you can actually use it effectively. So, doing the transition back and forth between the two, it can be quite difficult, especially with first-person shooters. I found that in sort of recent... Okay, that guy just slammed his face off of the wall just there. I found in the last couple of years, actually, since I kind of went full-on PC, going back to playing sort of maybe even like Battlefield on PS4 or whatever, or just playing any first-person shooter on console, is quite difficult. Aiming is quite difficult when you're not used to doing it with your thumbs. You know, I'm used to using my whole fucking hand to aim. So when you go back to using your thumbs again, it is pretty difficult. The only game I don't have any trouble with is when I was playing Call of Duty 4 last week. I don't know why, but I can still aim perfectly in that, but I can't do it when I'm playing Battlefield. I don't know, it's fucking weird. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just all about practice when it comes to sort of changing platform onto the PC. And I know quite a few of you guys have asked about it in the comments in the past about should you make the transition to PC, and I would say if you have the money, then yes. The consoles are good for what they do. The consoles are awesome for what they do. You know, you can buy shitloads of games on those consoles, and maybe not so much right now for the next gen consoles. In future, they're going to bring out obviously shitloads of games, and in about a year's time, it'll be flooded like fuck again. The market will be oversaturated as it is at the moment on the PlayStation 3 and 360. But if you have the money to burn to get a PC, I would say it's totally worth it. The PC itself costs a lot of money, but the games are so fucking cheap. Like, there's so many games you can buy in Steam sales. You might have no idea what I'm saying when I say Steam sale. You might have no idea what that is. Look it up. You can get like all these big AAA games and all the rest of it for like £5. It's ridiculous the prices you can get shit for that. So I would say once you have a gaming PC, the games are so cheap and all the rest of it that it's so worth it, and the games just have an absolute shitload of features on them, and all-around PC gaming, I would say, is the best platform to play on, for me personally at least anyway, and it's a lot of fun to do, and I would recommend anyone who has the money to burn to get the initial gaming PC to do so. And moving on to the end of the video just here, because I was talking ages about that, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this here. If you did, hit that like button down below, leave your comments down below with any more questions you want to ask, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.